Hello and welcome to wrestling. Welcome to the Raw replay for the episode of WWE Raw. That was the Superstar Shake-Up, or the start of the Superstar Shake-Up. Of course, continues on tonight on Smackdown Live. Adam isn't with me today because of scheduling issues, so I'm going to be doing this one all alone. And yeah, hopefully some of you join me and we can have a little chat about what we're doing here. My dog is currently grumbling because he's got his chew toy, which he absolutely loves, and he likes to just sit and growl when he's got it. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, let's get started. So I didn't actually write any notes for the shake-up because I watched it live, so I'm kind of going off what's on WWE.com. I did put out some tweets as well, which I suppose I could possibly get up on the screen so that I know what I'm talking about. I don't know why he's grumbling. But we started off with, it was Steph and Shane McMahon who were beginning the show and doing the whole McMahon thing. And now obviously with Shane being heel as well, we kind of got the whole him doing all that business. And then they sort of said the first superstar to switch sides is, and then all of a sudden you hear the awesome start of Miz's theme tune, and he blindsides Shane. So I was a bit confused. I was like, oh, is he changing sides, or is that just him attacking? But no, apparently Miz has switched to Raw, so I believe that's Miz going back, because I think he switched from Raw to Smackdown and then he's gone back to Raw. So yeah, interesting start. Not really what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like something a bit, I don't know, like bigger maybe to start it off, but we'll see what Miz can do on the red brand, I guess. I don't know where they're going to sort of position him in the card, really. Obviously he had that long IC title reign before, so maybe they're going to put him back into that mix. I don't know. Following on from that, we had a 8-man tag match. And this is where a lot of the contention from the episode came. Of course, we have Ricochet and Aleister Black, who were tag teaming with Ryder and Hawkins, the tag champs, who got a jobber entrance, by the way. So that was interesting. Yeah, and then it was the Revival and a new team debuting, and I got really confused when this team came out. So it was the Viking Experience, and I was sat looking at them thinking, it's War Raiders. And then they were like, the tag team champions, the NXT tag team champions. I was like, that's War Raiders. Why are they calling them something different? They've changed the name of War Raiders to Viking Experience, and oh my god, the backlash online has been hilarious. Everyone's making fun, poking little jokes at WWE. But yeah, what a way to sort of kill your NXT tag title people. I mean, wow. And they've even changed their the wrestlers' names like themselves. It was Hanson and Rowe, wasn't it? And I think they're Ivor and Eric now. Oh my god. But yeah, the backlash to this was something else. But anyway, the Viking Experience picked up the win, and I'm going to keep laughing every time I have to say that name. I don't know what they're thinking at WWE. They seem to like just love killing any NXT call-ups and giving them like, making them have like a year or two to get any sort of traction on the main roster. I don't know why they do it, because yeah, I know that a lot of the casual fans don't necessarily know the NXT stuff, but when they've had such a decent run in NXT, why would you do that? I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but anyway, that is what's happened. So following on from this, we had Andrade versus Finn Balor in what was probably match of the night, really, on Raw. Really good match between these two athletes. Of course, you know, Finn Balor, absolute workhorse in the ring. that lighter size kind of guy. And Andrade's proven, I think, since he came up to main, he's one of the NXT lot that's done well, actually, to be fair to him. He's had a good run of it. He had that really good feud, well, mini feud with Rey, where they had some great matches, and like I said, this was really good. And I liked it as well because Zelina got involved, which, you know, she had done in the past, you know, in NXT and stuff like that. But yeah, when the ref was distracted, Zelina, I think the ref was tending to Finn Balor, and Zelina did the Hurricane Rana on Finn, and yeah, I think Andrade picked up the win there because of that. I thought it was great stuff. There was a really good bit as well earlier on where Andrade did like a load of flips and then like an overhead kick. I don't really understand how to describe it really, but it was awesome. Really good match, and yeah, hopefully they make this into a thing. I'd quite like to see more of this. So following Andrade and Finn Balor, of course that was a non-title match, by the way. We got, now this is where my notes may get a little bit wonky. Of course, Elias came out and he was he got nuclear heat, by the way. Again, it's the second time in a year, I think, where he's turned the crowd so much against him, like the boos raining down, ragging on local sports teams and stuff. Great to see. And Rey Mysterio interrupts Elias this time. So I guess Rey is on Raw, and that's how they're introducing him. And I can't remember, did Rey fend off Elias? I can't really remember. But after that, Lars came out, and he's just on this rampage of just destroying anyone on the roster. And he comes, and as I go at Rey actually managed to hold him off for a little while, but inevitably Lars destroyed Rey Mysterio, and I wonder if he is going to stay on Raw or go to Smackdown. We've got a few monsters on the roster now, of course. We've got Braun Strowman. I think you can class Samoa Joe as a monster. He's pretty legit. And now Lars, so it's going to be interesting to see where all three of those guys end up on the show. Next we had Bobby Roode and Chad Gable came out, and they did a sort of promo where, you know, we want to prove ourselves against anyone, blah blah blah. So this was all set up for a new tag team to come across to Raw, and it's the Usos. And I think this is probably the best move of the shake-up so far. The Raw tag division it's not great, is it? It's not great, and SmackDown has just been fantastic for ages and ages. Their tag division, the teams of New Day and The Bar and Usos. Now, you could say, oh, well, they've split those guys up and they won't have any more cool matches. But I think we'd seen enough of that over the last sort of couple of years, so it's nice to see the Usos go on and hopefully take the Raw tag division by storm. I think they will, because they're a top team. Anyway, they have a match with Bobby Roode and Gable, and basically just comes down to super kick party, and then the Usos doing the double splash, and they pick up the win. And yeah, I thought this is it's a good change. Just something that I tweeted out last night whilst I was live tweeting this episode of Raw. The Montreal crowd was unbelievable, so passionate, so loud, and this was no more evident than when Sami Zayn came out. They were loving it, of course, you know, hometown boy, Sami Zayn, or home country, I don't know if was it his hometown? I don't quite know. Came out anyway, and he was absolutely buzzing, he was jumping around, having a great time. And I found that a little bit weird, because, you know, he's been sort of he has been heel since he came back. He changed to being heel last week, and I thought, this is weird, he's sort of playing the good guy. But of course, eventually when he sits down with Alexa, because it was a moment of bliss, he sort of turned the tables and said about how the fans are, you know, they live their dreams through the superstars and stuff like that, and it's pathetic. And Alexa seemed to turn face a little bit during this. She was kind of saying, you know, you shouldn't be like that about the crowd. So that was interesting. But yeah, once they started booing him, of course they'd already booed Elias, but once they started booing Sami Zayn as well, it was great. Such a good crowd. They should do more shows through Montreal. Following this, we had the women's tag team. Oh no, actually, hold on. Before that, we had a lot of other stuff, did we? No, I am right. Sorry, as I say, my notes are a little bit mixed up here. We got the Iconics, and they said, you know, they were on about like defending their titles around all the different brands and stuff like that, and they were poking fun, at Bayley because Sasha wasn't at the show, and they were saying, you know, you don't have a tag partner and all that. But Bayley's like, I'll find one. So, of course, this is another change, and it's Naomi. Naomi's come across to Monday Night Raw, and she's going to tag with Bayley in this match. So, yeah, they knocked them off actually really quickly. It was quite a quick match. Bayley and Naomi took the win. I was a little bit surprised at that. But yeah, so Naomi's over at Raw. EC3 comes out, and it looks like he's going to have a match when all of a sudden it's Braun Strowman comes out. He just kills him. He just absolutely kills EC3. And here I was thinking, oh, they're actually finally doing something with EC3. And as much as I love Braun, to see EC3 just get murdered doesn't really help his case at the minute, does it? He got chokeslammed through the stage at the top of the ramp, which looked incredible, but yeah, I'm not sure this is good for EC3. Then they did a little let's tell you all the superstars that have changed so far type thing, and it was a little graphic, and then on the end was Eric Young from Sanity just stuck on there. That was random. So I guess Sanity are not together anymore. Yeah, weird. Right, following that we got Becky Lynch. She did a bit of a promo, I think. And it... Oh, I'll tell you what she did. She took on Ruby Riott. And she actually made a tap out very, very quick. And the rest of the Riott squad tried to sort of take her down. And, you know, Becky came out on top, looking like the absolute hero that she is at the minute in WWE. And then following this, Natty came down. And she had a mic, and she was sort of across the ring from Becky, and she said, I'm coming for the Raw Women's title. I'm just letting you know. I'm just putting you on notice. And then Lacey Evans comes out, and she's finally doing something on the show. After all this time of just catwalking, she's finally doing something, and it's good to see. So Lacey announces that she is now officially on Raw, and she wants the Raw title as well. So the McMahons have given her permission to do a number one contenders match right now on Raw with Natty, and they have this match, and of course Lacey wins, which, you know, is what you would expect really, and she becomes the number one contender to the Raw Women's Championship. So nice to see her doing something finally. Took forever, didn't it? There was another one of those Bray Wyatt promos or vignettes played earlier on in the show, but it was the same one as before with the gobbledygooker type looking thing. But there was another one, and it was kind of like a dollhouse, which reminded me of the House of Horrors that he had with Randy Orton before. And then there was like a really scary doll that looked, I'm guessing, his sister Abigail, or, you know, a representation of her. Nice to see them doing another vignette that isn't quite as cringy as the gobbledygooker one. That one's not that good, is it? But yeah, this one was a little bit better, a bit more atmospheric. So I'm just a little bit anxious about what they're going to do with Bray. They never seem to get it right with him. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm assuming he might be back tonight, hopefully. And he'll be going to Smackdown. AJ Styles is on Raw. He's the third guy in the triple threat. No, not triple threat. Sorry, the 6-man tag match, which has been advertised all night long. It's the two members of the Shield, or the former, you know, members of the Shield, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, facing off against the bad guys of Drew Bobby Lashley and Corbin, and they needed a third, and it's AJ Styles. Wow, AJ Styles is on Raw. What a big switch. Probably the biggest switch of the night, you would have to say. And be interesting to see where they position him. Like, obviously he's a top guy. There was rumblings about him wanting to do like a lighter schedule, so I don't know really where he's going to go. But it'd be interesting to see, because you know, you would imagine he'll go up against Seth Rollins, or he'll want to be in that picture for that sort of belt. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. One thing I did note about this match though was I just love how AJ Styles doesn't always hit the Styles Clash. It's one thing with the current modern day products, like everyone wants to hit their finishers and signatures, and AJ is so clever with it, because he very, very rarely hits the Styles Clash now. He seems to only ever get to hit. He goes to do it, and obviously in terms of the match it gets reversed or whatever, but I just like that. I think it's cool that he only ever manages to hit it when the stakes are really high. So yeah, that's why he's one of the best, isn't it? So yeah, that's the first night of the Superstar Shake-Up done. And I don't know if it's because we've had so many call-ups. Like, of course, we got Ricochet and Black before Mania and stuff like that. And we've had other things going on. We've had like switches between brands recently quite a lot. Obviously Becky and Charlotte, and then Drew McIntyre was on Smackdown the other week. So I don't know if it's because of that, but this didn't feel as special, like as a shake-up or a draft as it can do. So yeah, I don't know, but I really enjoyed that Finn Balor match with Andrade. So I think I'm gonna give this episode of Raw a Raw rating of, I think, 6 out of 10. I think the Viking experience thing's really left a sour taste in everyone's mouths. And I just wonder how that one's going to work for that team, having to be rebranded on their main roster debut. But yeah, that's the Raw replay for the Superstar Shake-Up episode. Looking forward to the Smackdown episode in a couple of hours. Hoping to see some big moves. See, like, maybe hopefully some guys can revitalise their careers by having a bit of a shift across. But I did say before, I think me and Adam both said, I don't know if they really need to do this shake-up, because the rumours are that Fox want all the top guys on SmackDown. So what's going to happen come October? Are we going to see an end to the brand extension? Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me live. And if you didn't, thanks for watching the VOD. And I will see you later on in the week. I think Adam's going to miss out on quite a lot of the episodes coming in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully he'll appear in some of them. Of course, we've got the GM mode running, which he definitely will be appearing in, because we've pre-recorded a lot of that now. So they're going up every week. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.